Hey y'all, welcome to Broadcast Reviews. I don't think I'm supposed to cuss in the first 10 seconds. If you don't know me, I'm TK, and my channel is all about doing some makeup, doing some food, having a lot of fun. If it sounds like a good time to you, and this series sounds like a good time to you, go ahead, do all the YouTube things, hit that subscribe button, make sure your notifications are turned on, leave a like on this video. Thank you. How is everyone tonight? We are back to filming at night. I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm opening up with a little story. 2 years ago, I guess in 2019, well, I think it was maybe in like 2018, I discovered makeup. I started, buying lots of makeup, exploring different brands, indies, big brands, little brands, all over the place. My niece, Mascaras and Mixers, was already heavily into makeup, so she kind of guided me through a lot of things. I didn't even know what an Ulta store was until she took me to one, and I'm like, what? There's a whole store where you can just buy makeup? Like, it was great. It was like a dream come true. Basically, during 2019, I was able to just get whatever I wanted in makeup. Then COVID hit. Hours were cut back drastically. We were living in, we were renting a really big, beautiful house. And, but, you know, just like for everybody, 2020 was a straight struggle. At the end of 2020, the real estate market became very strong for sellers. And the guy we were renting our house from decided to sell it. So we had like 60 days to move. And we weren't prepared to do that. We really thought we would be in the house another year, and they did too, to be fair. But you know, he had been trying to sell this house for like 10 years, and you know, finally had a chance to, and he sold the house. He did sell the house, but that meant we had to move completely unprepared. So once we finally got settled in our new place, the bills, the moving bills, the bills to tie up everything at the old house. And I was like finding myself not being able to jump on every new launch that came out like I could before. I had to be a lot more picky about which launch I'm actually going to go ahead and take advantage of, or which sale I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of. And it's not to say that we were destitute by any means. Definitely had to think a lot harder about the price tags on some of these items. So, that said, I remember of doing a collab with Mascaras and Mixers. It was just an Instagram collab a few years ago where we went to the dollar store and we bought all this makeup, and we did like a full face of Dollar Tree makeup. And I thought about that, and I was like, just really surprised to see what we saw. Wow, you know, I'd love to buy it all, but it wasn't any point in it. We were just there to do this just like one day collab. Remembering that, and then finding myself in a situation of like, I kind of like to get something new, but what and where? And it's gonna have to be cheap. Being a cheap ass this week because I want something a little bit new. Or maybe, you know, maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I just got pulled into a big meeting this afternoon with no kit, no makeup, whatever. I got to run out and get something real fast, and it can't be expensive. So I thought it might be helpful for if you've ever found yourself in the same situation to just look at some of the makeup and brands that we find in discount stores and see what it's really like, see what it's like to use it, and see if it really works. So what this is not TJ Maxx. This is not going to Ross Dress for Less and finding high-end brands at rock bottom prices. We're not doing that. We know how those brands work. We're not going to through Ulta's clearance section and saying, oh, you know, here's a mascara for $1, because it's not $1. It's normally $6. It just happened to be on clearance. That's not what this is. What this is literally walking into a deep discount store. So we're talking about like a Family Dollar, Dollar General, something like that, and finding what are the brands in there, how often do they get new things, and how do those brands work? How do the products actually work? That's what this is. So, if that sounds like fun to you and maybe slightly interesting, stick around and we'll be right back. You ever find yourself just a little too broke to afford that brand new launch? Me too. I might get it in a couple of weeks, but not today. You know, that don't mean that you're too broke to get a little something new for yourself. But what and where? And is it even going to be any good? Well, that's what we're here to find out. This is Broke Ass Reviews. Okay, so I'm going to get my brows on. This is not going to be like a full face type thing. I've chosen a few items to try this week and we'll see how they do. The other thing is that I think some of us may be just bougie enough to have a preconceived idea about some of these products. And so I think it's going to be fun to just look at them and go, hey, maybe that's like not as bad a product, or even better, wow, that feels like the same formula as another high-end brand that I've used. Wouldn't that be a surprise? So, and I'll tell you why I say that. I have a sneaking suspicion. So if you're on Instagram and you're in the beauty space, every other week there's a new brand popping up. And my suspicion is, and it's been confirmed a couple of times, but not every time, that these are just somebody gets an idea. I want to have a beauty brand. I want to sell a palette. They go to Alibaba. They're buying, whatever that is. They find a vendor. They make a palette. They buy 5,000 of them or 1,000 of them or something like that for $5,000, and they sell them on Instagram as a new beauty brand. That is always my suspicion when I see a new brand just pop up on Instagram. It has been confirmed a couple of times that that's what's happening. How often are we actually using makeup that was just bought off of Alibaba? I mean, right? We don't know. So I don't see any reason why we should kind of poo-poo what we find in the Dollar General store, because it's always entirely possible that high-priced indie brand and Dollar General are coming from the exact same place. So let's just see what we find here. See people doing, they go, oh, a full face of Dollar Tree makeup, and it's like, yeah. What if you had a full face that cost you, total, all of the products for that full face cost you $5 and work as well as the full face that you're paying $25 for? You gotta think about that kind of stuff. And especially when sometimes you're like, I want something new, but I'm broke right now. I'll show you the products that we're going to look at this week in Broke Ass Reviews. The Wet n Wild Photo Focus Cucumber 3-in-1 Primer Water. Now, I've used, the only primer spray that I've ever used is either setting spray or the Urban Decay primer spray. And I'm like, this was $2. And I'm thinking that primer spray was $30. So is this gonna work as well? I don't know. How's this gonna measure up? I was pretty intrigued by this LA Color Rose palette. See these shadows? What I think is kind of cool is it gives you a clue at least as to where to use these colors. Crease. These are for the lid. This is a highlight. This is a highlight. I mean, hey, if you're a beginner, what a great place to start. And I'm going to finish it off with the Kiss Mink Effect lashes, 3D lashes. This was $4. The lashes were $2. So there we go. So I'm gonna grab a brush here and get started with this rose palette. It's not easy to get open. I should stop snapping it shut, I guess. So I'll tell you what I'm going to try is I'm going to start with this right here. This, it says it's a crease. I'm going to go for it. All right, so not terribly pigmented, but buildable. I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of those little 9-pan Huda palettes. No, that is not bad. Definitely not usually as dark as I go in my outer lid, so I will go ahead and fix that up. This is actually not working out too badly. I kind of like it. Of course, I'm using like a small tight brush, so it is picking up very well. Let's see what happens when I switch to like a blending brush, because I want to try this color up here and go a little bit above my... do I really want... Is that what I want in there? I guess I do. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So I just want to blend out that first color and fill that in. Well, that's not bad, actually. That's kind of nice, actually. It will blend out, but you got to work at it. It is slightly patchy. But you know what? Only slightly, and I'll tell you, I've had more expensive palettes that have been far more patchy. You know, I always do my cut crease. So we're gonna try this gold, this rose gold here in there, and let's see how that goes. And I'm using it's a pretty nice shimmer. Can I use a brush? Yeah, you can use a brush. I'm giving it a really good shot here on this silicone applicator. Wow, oh my goodness, that is really, really pretty. That beautiful. Man, it's just not, my camera's not picking that up. I'm not really a snob about inexpensive makeup. You know, I'm not a snob about, oh, they sell it at Dollar General. We'd starve in the South if it wasn't for Dollar General being on every corner and within walking distance of every single house in the South. I think there is one. I think there is. I'm going to link a video below to show you how Dollar Generals actually proliferate. Is it the word? Dollar General is a staple in the South. And that's where I went to get all this stuff, by the way, if I didn't mention it before. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these highlight colors and I'm going to go in that corner. So I'm going to take this one right here. And I'm going to, it's really shiny. It's very pretty. Let me see if I can swatch that. It's really beautiful. Yeah, no, it's, never mind. That is just a really gentle shimmer. It's not like the blinding, but of course I don't think I would expect that anyways, but it's, yeah, it's definitely not like that blinding, you know, type of thing, but it is a nice, just gentle sort of champagne-y highlight. So this is just a nice regular go to work out with the girls, quick smoky eye, rosy and neutral palette. This would be kind of handy to have in your collection, I think. And I think it's something that's going to travel well with you. And, you know, you don't have to take your expensive palettes with you. And if you break it, lose it, leave it, what are you out? $4? Hey, and I like it. I think it works really well. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put these, I'm going to do these Mink Effect lashes. I'm going to do this cucumber setting spray. Let's do this now. I don't know if you're supposed to shake this stuff up. I did shake it. I think something bad's going to happen. Not a bad sprayer either. So let's just do that. All right. Oh! Always love to use my fans. That actually feels nice. That feels a lot like my Urban Decay primer spray. I'm not amused that I paid $30 for that. And this was like $2. So yeah, Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild coming in clutch again. And again, I think all these products would travel well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do foundation. I'm going to hit those lashes. We're going to finish this look and we'll be right back. Okay, and here we have the final look. Is anyone else just loving? I am loving these lashes. Don't mind that. That is my shit skill. There we go. So I had to trim the lashes a little bit, and I did a little trick that Robert Welsh, I think it was Robert, when you have to trim a little bit, of course you're trimming off the outside, go ahead and you can double up. Just take that little piece that you trimmed and just double it up on the band. And so it just gives you even more flare and a little bit more like thickness on the outside. So that's what I did with the lashes. Other than that, these are the Kiss lashes, $2 for these. I'm sorry, I just keep looking at my monitor, which is right below my camera. Because I think this look is really, I think the eye look turned out really well. Did we just do a copper eye? We might have. So for foundation, I used the Woma foundation mixed with a little bit of Urban Decay All Nighter. I think it's called All Nighter. Yeah, All Nighter foundation. I always mix my foundations. I still haven't found the one because I'm absolutely garbage at matching foundations. For the contour, I used the e.l.f. contour palette. For blush, I used Pixie by Pecha. This is a really cute little red blush, and pink blush, and I'm pretty sure that I got this in a like a BoxyCharm or something like that. And for highlighter, I used the AOA Studio Velour highlighter. This is from Shop Miss A. And that is another place that you can consider getting items from the AOA Studio when you're broke. They always have lovely new items, lots of rotation, and if you buy from the AOA Studio, it all goes to help animals. So tonight's feature products, we're from Dollar General. We are here in North Kakalaki. There's a Dollar General every 20 feet. So yes, we started at Dollar General for our first broke ass review. For our palette, I don't know why I'm like this. I'd like to be different, but I'm not. Okay, for our eye palette this evening, we used the Rose palette from LA Colors, and it is very nice basic palette that you could do work looks with. You could do out with the girls looks with, after dinner, whatever. Full glam, you're probably not going to really get there, but that copper shimmer that you can't really see because my camera's an idiot is gorgeous. This, $4. The lashes are from Kiss. They're the Mink Effect 3D lashes. They were $2. Had to trim them a little bit, took the extra from the outside and just stuck that on there for a little bit more fullness in the side. And the other featured item that we used tonight is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus 3-in-1 Primer Water. I had compared this to the Urban Decay Spray Primer. It is not quite that sticky. It is a very good primer and it's a very good setting spray. So I would recommend it, and it was $2. Okay. I mean, this is $2. I feel like an idiot for spending more than this for setting spray and or spray primer. So, you broke? You want something a little bit new that's still going to get you here? Yeah, it's possible. I'm very happy with the products that I got. And it'll be fun to see what I can do with them going forward. Hope you enjoyed this first Brokehouse review. And we will be going forward with this as a series for our Wednesday videos for a while. As always, I hope wherever you are, you're having a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, or a great night. I hope that you are taking care of yourself and taking care of each other. Be kind, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, y'all.
Louboutin dripping, fucking bleeding out my sneaks. Throw my crown at your face in case you forgot I was king. I hope it leaves a mark if you forget where you're destined to be. Higher than wings, flying outside of desert Syria.